Hello, everybody, and welcome to Evolutionary Business Council's Visibility Palooza. My name is Iman Agai, the president of Evolutionary Business Council, and I am super excited about our next guest, Art Giser, and we are going to talk about so many amazing things about his modality, about the way that he works with people and the results that they receive, and like why people should even go to him. But before I get started, and we start like talk about all of that, let me bring Art here and just get him quickly introduce himself to us. Art, how are you doing?
Oh, great, Iman. I'm really thrilled to be here. So I'm Art Giser. I'm the creator of Energetic NLP, which brings together some of the best of neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, which if people don't know what NLP is, they've heard of the most famous person in our field, who is Tony Robbins, who has his own, way that he does things. But the core of his ability to transform people's lives comes from his study of NLP. But I add into it, I add with it spiritual principles, healing and transformative energy work, and intuition development. So when I weave all that together, that's energetic NLP.
Some amazing, amazing, amazing. So, Art, who do you love working with that loves working with you?
I love working with people that have a strong desire, uh, more like a knowing that they have incredible potential that they haven't tapped into yet. And a lot of the people I work with are already doing amazing things, but they just have a sense that there's something more. And my superpower is opening up other people's superpowers. So I love working with people that want to take their spiritual development to the next level. And some of them are people that are really new to all this. Other people have been doing it 30, 40 years, like I have. And again, to me, what brings them together, because some of them are in business, some are healers, some are coaches, but they all have this deep desire to just open up more and more of their full potential.
Okay. Actually usually ask people this question a little bit later in the conversation, but let me ask you this question now. How should a person feel, or what should they want to achieve that they're struggling with, that suddenly they say, I need to contact Art. I'm challenged with this. I really should contact Art. Like, what is it that they should feel?
There's sort of two categories of people that come to me, that find me. One are people that have something specific going on, either a problem that they can't solve in spite of all the work they've done, or there's a goal that they can't quite attain. So some of it's in that kind of category. The other category are people that are just looking for what's next and that want to open up their abilities to do miraculous things. So, as I said, my superpower is opening up other people's superpowers. And what I mean by superpowers is their ability to read people's energy, work with energy, transform people's lives, transform their own lives. So that's that's my favorite group of people, but also other people come either because they have health problems or financial problems or relationship problems, or maybe they don't have problems, but they are like I was years ago. They're just kind of stuck and are looking for what's next in their life.
Okay, amazing, amazing. Now, um, in my experience working with transformational leaders, usually there is a story behind why they are passionate about the work that they do, right? Transformational leaders are always passionate about their work, right? Um,
Right.
do you have a story that lies behind the passion of why you do what you do?
Yeah, kind of two stories. I mean, ever since I was a little boy, I was interested in two things: science and the powers of the unconscious mind, ESP, mysticism. So I always had both tracks. So part of my passion is just I've always, as long as I can remember, had that passion. I was in elementary school. I was like hypnotizing my friends and doing a lot of crazy things. Um, but what really ignited the passion was I was one of those people. I graduated from college, I had a degree in biology, and I had gone from being very adventuresome to getting stuck. And at first I thought, well, maybe I can get a research job. And I ended up for 11 years managing a research lab for one of the top health science research institutions in the world, the University of California Medical School in San Francisco. But you know that feeling like, well, this is all good and I'm proud of what I'm doing, but I don't belong here. There was this deep feeling like, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. And I was kind of lost and confused. And some things happened that started to open up my thinking. And a man told me about a talk that was going on intuition. And I thought, well, that could be interesting because I'd always had that interest in, say, ESP and I'd had a number of psychic experiences, but I didn't know what to do with them. So I go to this lecture and it was just okay. And they had a table where they were selling all these books on intuition, which we'll factor in a moment. So I went outside during a break, and this was olden days when people had flyers and bulletin boards. So I'm reading these flyers on this bulletin board, and one of them said neuro-linguistic programming. And literally, it felt like a lightning bolt hit me on top of the head and went through my body. I mean, it was literally like, boom. And just like you hear people talk about being hit by a bolt of lightning. It's what it felt like. And the scientist in me was going, what was that? And the mystic in me was going, well, it was a sign. What do you think it is? But I didn't know what to do with that. And I walked back in the room and I just started looking. I was kind of stunned. And I started looking at the books, and maybe 30 books on intuition, but one book wasn't on intuition. It was on NLP, linguistic programming. So I thought, okay, this has got to be a sign. Bought the book and everything in my life changed. And I started studying with some of the developers of NLP. But also, I was doing this in Marin County, north of San Francisco, where people are open to a lot of different ways of thinking. So people started teaching me more about energy work and psychic development and healing, and introduced me to my first teachers. And I realized that you could do miracles with NLP, you could do miracles with spiritual work, energy work, but they all had different strengths and weaknesses. And when I started weaving them together, there was something that was much more incredible than any one of them alone. And that was the birth of Energetic NLP back probably in about 1984.
Yeah, awesome. And that's how you got started. That's how you got into this. And uh so so tell us now, when a person works with you, what does that experience look like? Like either tell us a story or an exercise, like whichever makes most sense. So tell us like how it looks like.
An exercise, I take people through an exercise or explain one or.
Yeah, or a story of a person.
Okay,
So either a story or an exercise that you walk
sure.
people.
Well, I have a few stories. So a lot of the people that come to me have studied spirituality or at least been interested in it and probably know a little bit about chakras and energy work. And as I said, some of them may have been doing it for 30 years, but they feel like they've gotten a lot out of the self-development, spiritual development, the work they've done, but they don't know what's next. So one story that I really like is one of my recent students. She's an acupuncturist. And I told her, well, you can do remote acupuncture too. And she kind of went, what? And I went, I'm not saying not to do it in person, but you could have a worldwide clientele because I can see in you, you have the ability to work with acupuncture without being in the same room with them. And she's going, I don't see how that's possible. Well, now she's doing it. She has clients all over the world where she's doing, again, she has her office too, but she does remote acupuncture. So, and another story, this man, he was young, he was in his 20s, but he'd been into spirituality intensely since he was like 12 or 11. So he had a lot of experience. But he had a lot of old-fashioned ideas and a lot of karma and spiritual contracts and things that were limiting him. And he was like doing massages for $60 an hour. Well, now he has a company doing coaching and personal and spiritual development with people, and it's $1 million company. So he's one of my great stories.
Okay. And can you guide us through like what does it look like to work with you? Like what does it look like to just go through Energetic NLP?
So most of the work I do is remote. One of my specialties is remote energy work which by the way, anybody can learn to do it. I teach all my students how to do it. It's not even hard. And so sometimes it's in person and workshops, et cetera, but a lot of it's online now, either with groups or one-on-one. If it's one-on-one, they let me know why have they come to see me? Are there problems they don't want to work on? Are there goals they want to achieve? Do they just want to take their next steps? And then what I do is I teach them how to put their own spirit and inner wisdom in charge of how they're going to transform. Because what I discovered years ago is that people are trying to do it way too logically. And often the more people know about spirituality and energy work, the more they put themselves in a box. Because a person's spirit and their deep inner wisdom know so much more than you could ever consciously know. And what you know consciously is always an approximation of the amazing spiritual reality that's there, that's so much more complex than any simple little model. So I teach them how to put their spirit and inner wisdom in charge, and I teach them how to get their spirit and their deep inner wisdom to actually get aligned. Because you might think that it'd be automatic that your spirit and your deep inner human wisdom were on the same page, but they're not. The parts of your life that really flow, they probably are. The other parts, they're not. So we get them aligned. Then the role of somebody's conscious mind when they work with me is they set their intentions, they give permission to receive the benefits. And we do a lot on permission because you can have all the intention in the world. You can want something deeply, 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 but your energy field and your unconscious mind might still be blocking it. So we set intention and permission, and then they put their spirit and their inner wisdom in charge. And when the inner wisdom and spirit have come together, it forms something that we call your miraculous self, which is not your high self. It's a unique energetic NLP concept. And it's formed when you deliberately align your spirit and your deep inner human wisdom. And then what I believe is happening is my miraculous self is talking to the person's miraculous self, and they're telling me what they want and what to do. And then my job is to use the energy and their miraculous self and my miraculous self work together to transform them. Now, sometimes I flip into a pure NLP kind of mode because there might be something that needs a more structured psychological approach. So sometimes with belief. So I'm weaving it together between doing NLP and doing the spiritual energetic work. And usually people get really miraculous results.
Interesting. Very interesting. Awesome. Art, I'm sure a lot of people were listening to this and they're thinking, okay, I want to know more. I want to experience this, whether they're experiencing lack of ability to achieve the goals that they've set for themselves, or they have or they know that there is more to what they can do and they can't unlock it, right? And they want to connect with you. How can they find you?
The easiest way for people to get introduced to my work is if they go to www.blockbuster, one word, blockbuster, the number 3.com, blockbuster3.com. And if they go there and sign up, they'll get 4 energetic NLP videos over 4 days that will take them through really powerful, transformative, energetic NLP processes. And even if they don't do anything beyond that, they'll be both taken through the processes and they'll learn how to do them. So they'll have skills and abilities they can use for the rest of their life. And of course, if they want to do more work with me, then they'll now, of course, be on my mailing list. But but if people want to email me, which is great too, they would email me at support@energeticnlp.com. The word energetic, I see, nlp.com. And that way, when you email support, I see it, but also my assistant sees it. And she's great at, I don't know about you, sometimes I miss emails. And she's great at going, you haven't answered this email. It's like, oops. So I would be a good absent-minded professor, I have to admit it. And that was probably my real career calling. But I highly recommend people try the blockbuster3.com. Again, it's totally free. And the videos they'll get are life-changing. And then they'll know if they want to go any further with energetic NLP.
Absolutely. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So one last question. If you were speaking with a colleague who's a transformational leader, how would you tell them about Evolutionary Business Council and why they should be a part of it?
Yeah, I've been a part of a lot of networking groups, and you know, some of them like others, and some have been very good, but EBC, the Evolutionary Business Council, is much more than just, it's not, I wouldn't call it a networking group. I think that would be really downplaying it. It's a place where transformation leaders can get together and help each other, like just like what you're doing for me right now. And you know, I think if people get a sense of you during this interview too, and this is the kind of people that Evolutionary Business Council attracts. It's really people with high integrity. They're out in the world, they're making a difference, they are leaders, and we're not competitive with one another. We're helping one another. We all want to make the world a better place. And it's a fantastic organization with really, really great people, and it's a real honor to be part of it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Art. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to having you at another event or seminar or summit or somewhere to learn more about the energetic NLP, all the work that you do, and kind of see more of the impact that you're making in the world.
Oh, thank you so much. And again, I love the work you're doing, and I know so much of what goes on with Evolutionary Business Council is something that you're putting enormous effort into. So on behalf of all the members, I thank you. And I really do encourage other people to join. It's an amazing organization.
Thank you very much.